So sometimes we want to give more information to our functions. Most functions require parameters or have parameters where we give them arguments. Remember, the car parks in the parking space. The parameters of a function allow you to send values into the function that affect how the function runs. Think about the most simple example, which is the print function in Python. The print function takes a parameter that can be literally any object. It could be a list, it could be a variable, it could be a string, it could be a number, and just prints whatever you give it, it prints it out. That parameter slash argument is how print works. So parameters allow us to get information into the function. And what we're building toward here is this idea that when we create a function, what we want to do is we want to know how that function works. We kind of want to know what goes into it, what comes out of it, or what happens when we run that function. But if we build the function well, once we do that, all we have to worry about is what goes in and what comes out. The function itself is kind of a black box. Like, we don't have to worry about what happens or how it does what it does or what magic happens inside the function. What happens in the function stays in the function. It's sort of like Vegas, right? When we talk about the function, the only way to get information into a function should be using parameters and arguments. There's also a specific way that we'll talk about in a minute for getting information out of a function. But let's look at this example of a similar function that uses a parameter to change the message now. So when I define the function, it's very similar to what we did before, except that you can see there's a parameter called strMessage. It's a good idea when you're creating a parameter in a function to name that parameter something that is A, meaningful, but also B, something that indicates the data type that you're looking for that function. So in this case, I'm looking for a string called strMessage, and then you can see I'm using that variable to substitute that message into the code block of this function. So that when I call the function using this text, what happens is this text gets put right here inside the function. So let's just take this code that we have and modify it, right? strMessage goes right here. So I'm defining a variable that I can use inside the function so that people can pass information into the function as they're using it. Okay, so there's that. So now whatever they put in here, it's going to go here. Now, if I run this code right now as it is, I've created a required parameter, which means I have to give it something. It doesn't know what to do. If strMessage isn't given, it doesn't know what to do. So when I run this code, even though there's no red underline here, if I run it, there it is, missing one required positional argument, strMessage. It's basically saying, hey, you called the function, but you forgot that there's a required argument there. Okay, so now if I give that a required argument, it will put that text into the function. So the power of this now means that I can take this function and I can reuse it. Okay, so I can take anything I want, bless you. And every time I call that function with a different argument, it will take that and put it into that code, which is really quite powerful. Okay, so that is how we get information into functions. We use parameters And into those parameters, we give arguments. Again, parameters, a parking space. Arguments are the cars.